Easy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to WGBS TV Live. Brought to you by SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. In this, our May 3rd, 2021 show, we're going to be covering a range of topics, including some, feedback by Michael B. Jordan on the rumors about him playing Superman. We're going to be talking about Supergirl episode, upcoming Superman and Lois, comic books, and so much more. We're also going to turn to you to ask your questions and comments on any particular Superman topic you would like to discuss. And to let you know how all that works and how you can get involved in tonight's show, let me introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Michael Bailey. Hey, Mike.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, okay.
How are you?
How's it going tonight, Steve?
Doing well. And yourself?
I can't complain, but you know what? We always do this little banter back and forth. That's not what people are here for. People are here to watch WGBS Live. And since WGBS Live is all about Superman, we want to hear from the Superman fans that are watching us live right now on YouTube. So, about halfway through the show, and if we don't have too much going on, we're going to start taking your calls. Well, how does that work? Well, you're going to need Skype. Go to Skype, find Superman homepage, and then send us a message that you'd like to be on the show. Now, a couple of things. One, send us a message. Don't just call, because that can screw things up. And two, if you are using an external speaker to watch WGBS Live, please mute that, because we are on a bit of a delay, and that can kind of screw things up.
Yes, indeed. And for those who are tuning in live via YouTube, we invite you to join in the comments there. All you have to do is post your comments, ask questions. Michael and I will react to them as the show goes on. But if you would like your comment or question featured live on the screen down the bottom there, it's called a super chat. All you have to do is click the dollar symbol icon. A slider will appear on your screen. You decide how much you want to donate, and we will feature your comment or question on the screen as the show goes live to air. And a thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And if you want to sponsor us or support the Superman homepage, then you can head to patreon.com/Superman homepage, or you can click the join button there on YouTube, where there are different levels of perks for you to become a member. Well, Michael, it's been an interesting week. It's one of those weeks where things just kind of plod along. There's not a lot of great big news out there, but we do have something on the movie side of things with, the talk and rumor and speculation about a black Superman movie with actor Michael B. Jordan's name at the top of the list in regards to, could there be someone cast for that role? He was involved in an interview with Cinepop in which he discussed not just his new movie, which is titled Without Remorse, but the continued rumors and speculation about him being tied to this role. He says, I don't know. I don't really know what is going on with that in particular, but I think that everybody wants and desires to see black leads in heroic roles are really, really important. Let's just see how things shake out.
Yeah, that could be read like 15 different ways, which is kind of the problem. We could sit here and be like sensational about it and said, well, he's definitely saying, Steve, that he's going to play the role. But I just get that as if they have been talking to him about it and he's in talks, he's not going to sit there and tell the reporter about that. If he legitimately doesn't know what's on that and people have just said stuff to him, that could be an honest answer as well. So it's like one of those things where, I don't know, it's just like something that's made for YouTube.
Yeah.
And reaction videos.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to quickly make mention of John. His question came up there about a recent speeding bulletin. For some reason, the very last segment, my video didn't appear. It was just the graphics. And there wasn't any news that you missed out on in that segment. I don't know what happened there, John. Technology. I'm going to blame the gremlins in my computer. And I'm just glad that the rest of the episode was as it was needed to be. But I promise I will make sure that the this week's episode is complete. So there, thank you for your concern.
And because you're Australian, those gremlins are scary and real and probably will kill you.
Bite your head off.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying. You guys got some scary stuff.
All right, if you say so. So yeah, look, that Michael B. Jordan rumor. We do know that Warner Brothers has hired writer Ta-Nehisi Coates to reboot the Superman film franchise. What that means with producer J.J. Abrams attached. Will we get a Clark Kent who is black, or will we get, some other form of Superman role with, Val Zod or Calvin Ellis? We don't know at this point in time. We can all speculate. We can all have our opinions, but if Michael B. Jordan is attached to either of those roles, I would be happy to see it. Personally, I would like Henry Cavill back in the standard role of Superman, Clark Kent. But if they want to do a Calvin Ellis or a Val Zod movie, I think Michael B. Jordan's a great actor.
Yeah, I mean, he's very charismatic. He's got a really smooth style about him. Mm-hmm. He can obviously get himself into amazing shape. So, like, physically, he's perfect for the role. I haven't really decided because I don't know how I feel. I've said for years that if they're gonna do it as like the traditional Clark Kent Superman, but he's black, go for it. You've got to talk about that, because that a black kid being raised in Kansas is going to have a very different upbringing than a white kid being raised in Kansas. That's just how America works. If you do Calvin Ellis, man, that story's got to be compelling, because Calvin Ellis is a great character, but all we've ever really seen him outside of I think one or two like short stories. We've never seen like a Calvin Ellis only Superman story that was huge and big and worthy of a film. When we've seen him, he's always part of a larger group, or it's one issue out of a whole run by Grant Morrison. So it's just, you really have to make that story work. Val Zod, how much backstory would you have to pump into that movie? I mean, you're going to have the other Superman. He's going to have to go somewhere. And then you have this Superman, which could be interesting. But again, I think if you're hiring somebody to do a reworking of Superman for a modern context, and I don't mean in the way that we're trying to change Superman to fit the world, but just tell a Superman story from a modern perspective. I don't see that being President Superman, unless the film is about how he got there.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see where that one goes, where this story ends up heading. If you do a black Clark Kent in Kansas, as you said, in Smallville, then obviously Jonathan and Martha also have to be black characters, because passing off a alien baby as your adopted son who's a different color to you is problematic. But that also adds another whole element to their roles. It's definitely interesting. Just not sure if most fans would go for it, but wait and see. It's anyone's guess where they'll go with this. With J.J. Abrams involved, who knows?
Yeah, that is very true.
All right, well, let's turn our attention to the television side of things, where a new episode of Supergirl aired last Monday night, and it was titled Prom Night, the first of a two-part episode, if you like, where Brainy and Nia head back in time to 2009 to Cara and Alex's hometown of Midvale, where it's prom night, and initially they're trying to, their plan is to lay low and, not interact or not get involved, but that's impossible, because as soon as they land with their spaceship, Cara, Alex, and her friend, what's his name?
Kenny,
yes. Are on the scene and just accept that they're aliens, and, because Cara obviously is one herself, but they just seem to be very trusting off the bat.
It was a cute episode, and I'm wondering if I enjoyed it because we weren't dealing with the Phantom Zone, and we're dealing with Kara being gone, but we're not dealing with it straight on. This is kind of like a side quest, and I liked the chemistry between Jesse Rath and Nicole Maines as Brainy and Nia. I think they work very well together. It was really weird. Again, the kind of Smallville feeling that the being in the past has, but it's 2009, so this would have been later Smallville. Maybe it should have taken place in National City. I'm not sure, but I really liked I call them kids. It's kind of insulting, but they're younger than me, and by probably about 20 years at this point, so I guess that's okay. No, I really liked the young Kara and the young Alex and the young Kat. I think they found three actresses that can really, not so much mimic the person they're playing, but kind of capture it. Especially Alex. That girl really she had that voice down in a way that was just amazing. And it was kind of cute. I have to admit, man, if I ordered a milkshake like that, I wouldn't just leave it. I would get a cup, man.
I
that
was
thing
with
looked
you.
good.
It's like I'm taking this away with me.
Yeah, it's just like, wow, you're just gonna waste that? That's terrible. The one thing that I didn't like is that the argument between Alex and Kara, we've seen all this play out. There's no new information here. I mean, this is basically how Alex was in the pilot, almost.
Yeah.
Where it's like you've got to hide who you are. You can't reveal yourself. I know what's best, and then adding the whole, do you know what this family has given up for you?
Bit of a punch.
You've been off at college. Yeah, yes, she gave up going to Europe, but it's not like she's not having some kind of life away from her family. So, and boy, Kat was Kat. That was
that was
what I see Kat Grant as.
Yeah. A couple of questions from the comments. John asking, who are the new visitors with the blue skin looking for new exhibits with a spaceship coming to Earth? There are aliens, just headhunters out there looking to add to their menagerie, and they found another Kryptonian after having not been very successful trying to capture Superman. So they're going after Kara, and then they find that there's others amongst them, Brainy and Nia themselves. So that's who they are there. Just a bit of a kind of a light-hearted duo of comedy proportions.
They felt very Lois and Clark to me.
Yes, big time.
And when I say Lois and Clark, I mean like third season Lois and
Clark. John also asking, whatever happened to Kenny Lee and why didn't they have more episodes with him in the past? Well, because they probably just created him for this double episode. And maybe they never really had him.
They said he had originally died.
Well, he dies in the future. So we were supposed to have died at this current present time or whatever, but as in past episodes where we've seen this young Kara and young Alex, obviously they weren't friends, or they're kind of really recently become friends, and so he's a nice addition. Obviously his future is doomed because we can't have a guy that knows Kara's secret identity or that she's got superpowers running around in the future, although if you ask Smallville they probably can. If a young Cat Grant was working for the Daily Planet or was talking to Perry White, why hasn't Perry White ever appeared on the Supergirl TV show? Because they haven't cast him yet.
He's not really a necessary character.
Yeah.
When we see Kat in the first season, she is far away from the Daily Planet. She has her own thing. And, we only saw Clark talking to Perry White in his first and second episodes. So I don't feel the need to bring Perry White into it. I mean, it's enough of a nod and like a wink to have Kat in the past.
Why wasn't Eliza or Jeremiah involved in this flashback sequence? Probably because of COVID restrictions. You can't bring all these actors in just for a cameo appearance. You got something to add?
Mind the Gap. Mind the Gap brings up something, and it's something that I remembered from the episode. Kenny was in like that first Midvale episode from a couple years ago,
Oh,
and he
okay.
died. That's why I'm saying he died, and because there was a mention in the episode that Crisis changed that.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I get where you're coming from. Right, I forgot he totally existed. Is there a reason why Nia is trying to contact her mum on the phone but won't leave a voicemail? Well, yeah, that's obvious because she misses her because she's dead in her present. And she won't leave a voicemail because she's not supposed to exist or have her powers at this point in her life because she gets them
Yeah.
after the fact. So it's obvious. I mean, it's like going back in time and calling your mum saying, "Hey, please call me on this cell phone," that probably shouldn't work in the past, but somehow does.
Was she on a cell phone, or was she on? It looked like she was on like some kind of landline.
Oh,
Maybe it was a
okay.
cell phone. I mean, they're in a time machine. I mean, we can't pick NIDS that much.
Yes, the song that Nia sing is a proper song. It's an existing song. It's not.
Yeah,
something
that's
she
Nine
made
to
up.
Five.
Yeah, it's right. It's
That's
by from the movie
Dolly
9
Parton.
to
That's
5. That's
it's,
right.
it's a whole
Dolly,
movie about
that's
it.
right. 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. Okay, so any other questions looking through quickly? People giving this a great 9 out of 5, saying they felt this was a great episode. Yes, Mind the Gap saying, yep, that Kenny did die in the first Midvale episode, but obviously Crisis has retconned that history. And Kenneth agreeing with you saying he doesn't need, no real need for Perry White in the Arrowverse universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She did use a cell phone in the ship, said Justin.
It wasn't so fun? Okay. I don't know why I saw that as like a landline. That's really strange. And yeah, how are they? How's that thing getting service? It's in a time machine.
Yes, it's technology. So you gave this episode a 4 out of 5, much stronger than the previous one, and we look forward to the follow-up, which will air tomorrow night in the US, titled Prom Again. So it's obviously the continuation of this prom-themed episode, and we have the promo trailer for that. Let's have a look at Prom Again.
As soon as we get the debris with Cara's blood on it, our mission here is finished.
You have to wear a mask every day. Take the night off.
The meteor is heading for school.
We are running out of time.
You want a Kryptonian? You got one.
You wanted a Kryptonian? You've got one, she says to him at the end there, those blue meanies.
Oh man, I thought that guy was gonna have to pick splinters out of his mouth the way he was chewing the scenery. I mean, it was just I was like looking at the makeup and going, this both feels appropriate to this episode and completely out of place at the same time, and I don't know how that works.
What's up?
Yeah,
Had to throw one in there.
I thought we all agreed that we were never going to bring that up again.
They didn't.
But I guess not. Okay.
Mind the Gap saying another problem with these young actors showing up is that they accidentally make a case the show always should have starred kids. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about having a spin-off with, young Kara's adventures.
I don't know. What are you going to call it? Midvale? I mean,
you just created the show.
It's just like, do we get like a Taylor Swift version of Somebody Save Me? I mean, it's just, I don't see, there'd be an audience for it. I understand that. I'm speaking as somebody who definitely doesn't want that show because I don't see the point of it. The point, why would you do a show where the point is to see her get to be Supergirl when we've just watched 6 years of her as Supergirl? That it just doesn't. I mean, there's always going to be an audience for something, and there's always going to be people that are be like, "Hey, I want this," and that's just how fandom works. But it's just I don't see the point. What would the point of being seeing Kara in high school or in college?
Yep, I'm with you. I don't know. John's asking there a question. When do you think the 2021-22 TV season will start on the CW if Supergirl comes back on August 24th? I don't know. I don't, like, obviously there are more episodes of Supergirl to go. We've kind of been thrown out of the window a little bit of the traditional beginning and end of seasons and mid-season breaks because of COVID and shows stopping and starting and taking over each other's time slots. So we'll just wait for the announcements. We do know when Supergirl will come back. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's just wait and see. As for 2021-22, there's a while to go for 21 yet. Let's not jump the gun. Yeah. We had some interviews that were posted on the CW's YouTube channel. The first one with Jesse Rath talking about Brainy and where Brainiac finds himself in this 6th and final season of Supergirl. Let's have a look at a bit of that interview with Jesse Rath.
I love everything about Brainiac 5.
Oh no, we have another problem! A Kaluan has flown in!
At the beginning of this season, we'll see Brainy deal with the guilt he has over the loss of Supergirl. He blames himself for it. We'll see him run through a gamut of different coping mechanisms, which will be fun to watch. I had been under the impression that my only options were to stress eat or not to stress eat. But now, thanks to your school, I see a cornucopia of approaches. Math leaguers factor, drama clubbers soliloquize, and baseballers hit. The thing about Brainy is that on the surface, he would seem like someone who doesn't have an emotional cell in his body or even understand what emotions are, and yet I'd say he's the most emotional and sensitive out of the whole bunch.
Does this look messed up to you?
It's been a joy to play and explore that dichotomy.
Geez, he's handy with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder how many times he smacked himself in the face practicing that over-the-shoulder move. Now, that scene was, again, both completely over the top and kind of adorable at the same time. Though, in that reaction shot from Kenny, that kid does not look like he's in high school.
So true. Then we had another interview with Nicole Maines, who plays Dreamer or Nia Nal on the show. Here's a bit of an interview with her.
What's up? With Cara gone, Dreamer has to kind of step up both as a hero in National City and in Catco.
Alex hasn't been able to get a hold of Cara. This is all my fault. If I had just been able to interpret my dream, we would have been able to catch this guy.
She's kind of playing both sides, trying to distract people from Kara's absence and keep people from recognizing that Supergirl's not there. Response from people and just seeing how people have connected to Nia and Dreamer as a character. It's just fantastic. So we have some really good moments with Dreamer coming up, and she's doing some really cool stuff that I'm really excited for people to see.
So there you have it. Nicole Maines talking about Nia's role in this current episodes of Supergirl and her role there. There was a new poster image released by the CW, which is up on your screens right now. I'll turn these other ones off. And it's not just reminding you that you can stream the episodes free on the CW app, but they also announced that Supergirl will take its mid-season break after the upcoming 7th episode of this season of Supergirl, which will air on May 11th. So we've got one tomorrow night and then one next week, May 11th, at which point new episodes of Superman and Lois will return on Tuesday, May 18th. And then Supergirl will return for its final 13 episodes on August 24th. So we have a map out of where things are headed for Supergirl and Superman and Lois for the next few months.
Yeah, it'd be nice to actually, have Supergirl do something more than be in the Fandom Zone.
Yeah, for a final season of her show. That's the new poster image and where things are at for the schedule of Superman and Lois and Supergirl. We also had an interview spotlight on the production designer, Naz, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her surname, who spoke about the importance of production design and how cultural knowledge informs the medium. Obviously, needing to be very particular about set designs and stuff like that. So here's a little bit of what she had to say.
Hi, my name is Naz, and I'm the production designer on season 6 of Supergirl.
You ready to catch a ride?
The role of the production designer is basically almost everything you see on camera, from set design, set decoration, color palette, occasional practical lighting. All of that falls under the umbrella of the production designer. And I work hand in hand with the director, the cinematographer, and the showrunners to make sure that what's envisioned and written translates well on screen.
There's just a bit of the interview. You can watch the full thing on our website. But the role of a production designer is pretty involved.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to make the entire look of the show, and when you're dealing with like these CW superhero DC shows, I mean, just the Easter eggs you want to throw in are probably discussed endlessly. So it's not like a bunch of kids going, well, my uncle's got a barn. Well, I could play the piano. Let's put on a show. So,
yeah, there's a lot involved, especially with probably a limited budget of what you can and can't do, but you've got to do these otherworldly set designs. So pretty impressive. And I don't begrudge her role, but I'm impressed with what she and her staff are able to do. You may not have been aware, but April 28th was National Superhero Day, and the cast of the Supergirl TV series spoke on video about which superhero they'd like to team up with. Here's a bit of National Superhero Day with the Supergirl cast.
Happy National Superhero Day.
Happy National Superhero Day.
No, leave the chair.
Happy National Superhero Day.
The chair's important.
Okay. Happy National Superhero Day.
This feels good.
My favorite CW superhero I'd like to team up with is Batwoman, because she's just fierce, and I kind of like her.
My favorite CW superhero I'd like to team up with is Supergirl. Supergirl. I don't like to play favorites, but I do love teaming up with the Flash.
The Flash.
Happy National Superhero Day.
So there you have it, National Superhero Day. Melissa would like to team up with the Flash. I guess her and Grant Gustin have a good time and have obviously some history in working together for a long time. Yeah, interesting to see that we might get a Jean Batwoman crossover if David Harewood has his way.
Would be interesting. It's a little mixed powers-wise, since John can fly, but that'd be kind of cool. They're both detectives. It's okay.
John's asking, do you think we'll see see Lex one more time before the Supergirl series wraps up? I'm sure we will. I'm sure he'll be there in the finale somewhere, and even probably before that.
I like Mind the Gap's question. Who decided that it was National Superhero Day?
It's in the calendar.
Yeah.
So, there you have it. All right, as I mentioned, only 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks now, for the return of Superman and Lois, and they reissued this promo about 3 weeks left.
Hi, I'm Indy Navarrete. I play Sarah Cushing on the...
Not that one, I'll show that one in a second. This was the promo.
In 3 weeks, Superman and Lois returns with all new episodes.
Something sinister is going on here.
And catch up now only on the CW app.
Your powers come with responsibility. I need to incapacitate a threat.
Take him out! Wait! Superman and Lois. New episodes return Tuesday, May 18th. And catch up now on the CW app.
Yep, May 18th is the return of Superman and Lois. And as you just quickly saw, we had a quick update from Indy Navarrete. I'm probably mispronouncing her name. Let me see. How do you pronounce her name? Indy Navarrete, but she says it so nicely in her accent when she says it. Here is her talking about catching up on episodes before they return May 18th.
Hi, I'm Indy Navarrete. I play Sarah Cushing on the CW, and our show's going to be coming back in 3 weeks. So, what you can do is, if you want, you can stream the past episodes that we have on the CW app. There's going to be a standard catch, which is really neat, because then you can see everything that you didn't see on the air. But yeah, we're going to see you in 3 weeks, so see you then.
There you have it. She plays Sarah Cushing.
They keep calling these things updates. They're not updates. Like there's no new information imparted. It's like, hey, we're filming, watch the show, we'll be back on this date. You know, it's just like, I mean, I appreciate that they're doing it, but
They're more
like,
reminders. They're not updates.
Yeah, I was about to say, but no, but it's framed like that. Like when you go to the website, it's just like, not your website, the CW. It's like an update. It's just like, update. Is it an update because you posted a new video? I mean, is that the update?
Well, the CW did release 3 new poster images of the Cushing family, which are designed the way they had the Clark Kent one. So there you have the Lana Lang Cushing, and then you have her husband Kyle Cushing, and then also obviously we have their daughter Sarah Cushing. So there are the 3 poster images. We saw the Clark Kent one last week or the week before, which is really cool. You can see the school building in the background there for Sarah. You can see the fire trucks in the background for Kyle. And then the background there is a building from Smallville, probably the bank maybe where she works. For Lana. So there you have 3 new poster images released just today for the Cushing family from Superman and Lois.
Yeah, it's kind of I'm just looking forward to the show coming back. I really am.
And we do have a episode description for the 6th episode of season 1 of Superman and Lois. It will be titled Broken Trust. And in this episode, Clark reconsiders his decision to let Jordan play football. Oops, that's going to be a bad one. Meanwhile, Lois's continued investigation of Morgan Edge requires her to trust an unexpected ally. And that episode will air, as I said, on Tuesday, May 18th.
Maybe that unexpected ally will be Kyle. Dun dun dun.
That could be interesting. Or maybe it's Lex.
Ooh, yeah, Captain Luthor. There you go.
You never know. All right, so that's the 6th episode of season 1 of Supergirl. All right, we're just over the halfway mark of today's show. We're going to take a quick break. On the flip side, we will talk about some other DC TV news, including a crossover between some animated shows, comic books also, and so much more. We'll be back right after this. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back real soon.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying WGBS TV Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program. Just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by visiting patreon.com/Superman homepage.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Balmer, the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
Faster than a bursting bubble, cleaner than a whistle.
with 2 brand new Silky Fun Bath characters, Superman and Tennessee Tuxedo.
Tennessee, penguins can't fly.
I happen to be skydiving.
Without a parachute?
I knew I forgot something. Thanks, Superman. Look, 2 brand new Silky toys.
Great stars, it's me, Superman.
And me, Tennessee Tuxedo. Time to wash up.
Up, and away!
Silky soaks you clean in
Oceans full of fun.
Scrubbly, bubbly, flippity, floppity.
Clean before you're done.
Silky soaks you clean, and every girl and boy gets a toy. When it's empty, it's a toy.
This picture of the Silky Kid proves we're real Silky toys.
Bath time is fun with the new Silky Superman and Tennessee Tuxedo. More fun than...
Always wondered what he said there. More fun than the tuxedo, the Tennessee Tuxedo, the Silky toys. The ad kind of cuts out whoever transferred it digitally. So we don't know exactly just how much fun they really are. But anyway, we push on. As I mentioned before the break, there's going to be a crossover on Cartoon Network. DC Superhero Girls will team up with Teen Titans Go. This was an interesting one. Here's a little promo for this crossover. Teen Titans Go and DC Superhero Girls. The episode will be called Space House.
What's better than a vacation? A spacecation!
Look at that view!
You're invited to join the Teen Titans!
Titans, ready yourselves! We have no idea what's about to walk through that space door!
And the DC Superhero Girls!
What's up?
For a crossover event at the Space House!
I am so glad we all decided to vacation at this space house!
So, pack your space bags for some space fun!
This place is the best! Cool! A waterbed!
Space waterbeds!
Oh, seasick!
Space Magical Land!
Look at this place.
Ah!
Burrito!
Space snacks!
Guess there is an alien in the house.
And some space adventure!
Ready, team?
At the... It's the Teen Titans and DC Superhero Girls Spacecation with limited commercial interruptions. Monday, May 31st at 6 on your Cartoon Network.
There you have it. Monday, May 30th at 6 on... Although I got May 31st, but anyway, it says May 30th there. A Spacecation. Okay.
I honestly have nothing to say. I mean, it's just
Speechless.
Like, I'm not really into DC Superhero Girls. I find Teen Titans Go funny, but I don't ever really set out to see it. It's always I come in and my wife's watching it. So it's just like 2 tastes I never wanted together, and now they're here. So
there you have it. It's a new series of Teen Titans Go. This is a part of a new series of Teen Titans Go episodes about to hit screens. So there you have it. Space House, an episode crossover. There you go. All right, well, let's get... before we move away from the DC Superhero Girls, there is a video up on YouTube from the DC Kids YouTube channel. It's a 7-minute compilation video showing when the DC Superhero Girls aren't saving Metropolis, they can be found with their heads in books and comics. Here's just a quick look at that video. I'm not going to play all of it, obviously, but it's called Bookworm. Here is a bit of, if I can find it, Bookworms.
I have to save my friends. To have any chance of doing that, I must know what I am facing. The Soul Taker. It is written in Japanese kanji. Maybe Tatsu would know. Diana?
You've reached the Metropolis Department of Water and Power.
Hello, Tatsu! I was just trying to call you!
If you know your party's extension, enter it now.
Huh? Oh, my apologies!
Turn left on Longshore Avenue. Recalculating. Turn left on Butler Street.
Since you're serving detention in the library, you'll be helping me sort out books. Miss Danvers!
Yeah, books.
You must be methodical. Precision is key.
There's just a bit of... There's Michael's yawning just like Cara was in the library on detention.
It made me yawn.
Yeah,
Seeing her
it's
yawn
catchy.
made me yawn.
It's catchy.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So you can watch the whole video, 7 minutes of it, at our website. But let's get into the fan favourite segment of our show. And here is our intro. All right, Michael, what was our question from last week?
What is your favorite Jose Luis Garcia-Lopez, praise be his name, Superman image? And Ramo Katukin, still going to screw that up, sent in these two images without explanation.
Let's have a look at them. Let's get rid of the Cushing posters. So there's the first one, the quick change Clark Kent to Superman, and the Man of Tomorrow, Superman in a very high-tech chair.
That's a reworking of a cover. It's flipped on the cover, and it's Superman. It's like, where is Lana Lang? So
there you go.
I always liked that one. I am
nice.
not good enough in Photoshop to make that work for anything that I want to use it for. I can't do the lettering.
Jack Rocha wrote in saying, from the style guide, the following images, specifically the one of Superman standing with Metropolis in the background. There was a couple of really iconic Superman images there from Jose Luis Garcia-Lopez.
Yep. Robert Lewis wrote, these are my all-time favorite images from Jose, praised be his name.
Yeah, that's the first one there, and the second one is that one of Superman and Lois flying with doves above Metropolis. Very romantic image there. John was asking what cover. Do you know what cover that one you were talking about is? From what comic book? Or...
I forget which issue. I'd have to look it up. I'm not that good, but I just remember it.
Very good. Rick Lee James wrote in saying, this is one of my very favourite pieces from Mr. Garcia-Lopez, praise be his name. I have the double-sided poster hanging in my basement recording studio, which I affectionately call the Fortress of Solitude, and only wish I could see both sides of the poster at once while it is hanging up, because they are both great-looking designs. I met Mr. Garcia-Lopez 1 year at C2E2, where he signed my copy of DC Comics Presents #1, and I was very impressed by what a kind and welcoming person he seemed to be.
I've looked for that poster, but my personality dictates that I would need two of them, and they're expensive on eBay right now, because I would have to show both sides.
They also use that image on an actual plastic, like a phone booth that was like a money box. So yeah, you could, depending on which side of the money box you wanted to display, these designs were on each of the sides of the plastic money box that was designed as a phone book. I think I've got it somewhere on the shelf here. All right, next up we have Justin Suarez, who wrote in saying, my Jose Luis Garcia artwork of Superman is not only just Superman in this picture, but I found this image and just love it. This man brought the magic throughout the Superpowers toy line. That just brings back fond childhood memories. Thanks, guys. Love your work and dedication. Thank you, Justin. That is a great image. Great poster.
Yes. Kenny Crowley Jr. wrote, these are my favorite pieces of Superman artwork by the great Jose Luis Garcia-Lopez. Always loved his artwork, and I happen to own 2 hardcover trade paperbacks of Adventures of Superman by him. Was so happy when DC put those 2 out. He's such an underrated artist in comics. Thanks, guys, and keep up the super amazing work. I'm sorry, I can't. He's not underrated.
No way.
He's not underrated at all. You say this man's name. There's a reason why the guys over at the Fire and Water Network, podcasting network, started saying praise be his name. It's just like everybody who knows who he is will say nothing but good things about him. And if you are of our generation, Steve and I's generation, I mean, like every piece of every Superpowers action figure, all of the merchandising and artwork, it was all him. So it's just to the point where now it's weird to see when they mix Harley Quinn in with his old stuff. it's just kind of strange, but it's still him. So I let it go.
Yeah, somebody else sent this image in, and I sadly don't have their response, or maybe it was one of the other guys who already sent in something. I just didn't attribute it to them. Maybe Justin or one of the others. But here is your one, Michael. This is the image you sent in.
Yeah, and I sent it because it's two variations on the same theme, and I love both of them.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons why, and you want to get it, you want to get cantankerous, start fighting about the different Christopher Reeve films and which one's better and what. But I will hold forever that the best shirt rip in all 4 of the Christopher Reeve Superman films was the one from Superman 2 in the alley. The one in the first movie is amazing, the music, everything, but that one in the alley was a comic book come to life. It was these images brought to life on screen, and it looked amazing. So I just love both of these.
Yeah, this is I couldn't find a very good rendition of it, but this is one of my favorite images from this fantastic artist. I'm always, like you, a sucker for a good shirt rip image.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how his Superman changed from the 80s into the 90s, because he did a lot of merchandising art in the 90s too, but it was the 90s Superman, so some of it had long hair. But his Superman, like the physicality of his Superman changed. I also see that, y'all, every time Steve calls for Skype. That's what flashes up on my screen.
Yes, indeed. That's been there for a long time. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, for responding to that fan favorite question. Got some great responses and got to relive and look at, again, some great images. Praise be his name, indeed. All right, Michael, what is our new fan favorite question for this week?
One I already know my answer to. What is your favorite Superman audiobook?
Yes, it's there are some great ones out there. Not necessarily just an audio version of a novel, but some of those graphic audio ones that were specifically created and released. But whatever you like, anything that's an audio book version of a Superman story. I see Michael reaching over for something right now. No, it's just his drink.
I was just kidding. I'm thirsty.
So yeah, get involved in the fan favorite segment of our show. The email address to send your responses to is at the bottom of your screen, info@supermanhomepage.com. Get involved with the fan favorite segment of our show and let us know what is your favorite Superman audiobook. And we look forward to seeing your responses and referencing them next week. All right, let's move on with some other topics we need to discuss. DC Universe Infinite. This is the digital comic book subscription service from DC Comics. And in May, this month, they have a number of new Superman items that you can read. They are spotlighting Asian American Pacific Islander creators throughout May. And being that it's AAPI Heritage Month, and obviously Jean Lewin Yang is amongst them. You'll be able to read all 3 issues of his very excellent Superman graphic novel, Superman Smashes the Klan.
So good.
Yeah, so good. That is available on DC Universe Infinite for subscribers, free through the month of May. Also available are his new Superman #1, Batman Superman #1 by Greg Pak, and a number of other Superman items and comic books that you would like, including Action Comics 1026 and Superman #27 are all available this month on DC Universe Infinite.
They really need to do an animated version of that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I mean, I know, like, fans are always like, they need to do an animated version of Superman Smashes the Klan. It is probably in the running for the best Superman story of the century at this point, at least in the top 5 of just. Oh man, I had so much fun reading that thing.
It was a really good adaptation of the Superman radio program.
Mark Lax in the comments asks, why doesn't Graphic Audio sell DC or Marvel audiobooks anymore, even the ones that were done years ago? Licensing. They had a license to produce those, and once that license expires, they probably through the vagaries of, I mean, I don't have any inside information, but having talked to Richard Rowan a couple of times, and boy, is he tight-lipped about how they do stuff. He'll talk about the creative side. He will not talk about the business side, and he shouldn't have to. But what I'm assuming is that when DC and Marvel entered into the contracts with Graphic Audio to produce those books, there was a time limit on how long they were going to have that contract and how long Graphic Audio could continue to offer that on their site afterwards. Now, here's the funny thing. Marvel, smarter than DC, because every single Marvel Graphic Audio is now on Audible through Marvel. So Marvel basically just took those back and is redistributing them themselves through Audible. So if you want to hear any of them, you have an Audible subscription, you can get it. DC, you should have done this. Because this is the thing. Marvel, I know this has nothing to do really with Superman, but it kind of does. Marvel is in the process of turning all of their prose books from the 90s into audiobooks. George Newbern, in fact, is reading some of them. So it's kind of funny to hear Superman reading a Captain America book. But DC needs to get on this. They need to like screw the podcasts that they're producing. Get these audiobooks out there, man, because people will buy them and people will subscribe to Audible to get to them.
Agreed. They are fantastic. Someone put up on Facebook some of the great CD collections that have been posted of just some of the radio series, and they were fantastic. So there's definitely a market out there for these things.
You know what bugs me though about the radio show that's available, the radio show episodes that are available on Audible, is that the artwork is the George Reeves Adventures of Superman stuff, and I'm just like, guys, come on.
Yeah, indeed. All right, this past week we had a couple of comic books come out that I want to quickly pay mention of. Action Comics 1030 came out this past week, and our reviewer James Lance gave it a 5 out of 5, saying we're off to a great start as Mongol and Warworld return to make Superman's life more complicated. Warworld and its inhabitants will play a big part in Superman's story this year in Action Comics moving forward. So if you're interested in jumping on, Warworld Rising Part 1 is the story that is in this issue. That might be a good place to start. Also came out this week was Batman Superman number 17, and this was reviewed by Keith Summer on our website. He gave it a 4 out of 5, saying it has been fun to see a Golden Age Batman and Robin dynamic, and also obviously the Superman interaction with those characters in that particular book as well. Batman Superman number 17 also came out this past week.
I love that cover. I just awesome I love the artwork. I just wish I enjoyed the first issue more.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, as far as books that are available this week are concerned, here is what we have on offer. We have Crime Syndicate number 3. That's 3 of 6, and that is available in this raunchy variant cover. We also have Suicide Squad number 3 with the involvement of Superboy in this comic book now, and that is also available in this variant cover. Then on the graphic novel and trade paperback side of things, we have Dark Knight's Death Metal Multiverse Who Laughs trade paperback. Not really of Michael's cup of tea, but then we also have this young reader trade paperback graphic novel Metropolis Grove, and that is available this week. Also out is Teen Titans Pet Club trade paperback, and then on the DC Digital Publishing Program side of things, we have the 8th chapter of Ruby Justice League available to download as of tomorrow, May 5th. So that is what you can look forward to on the comic book side of things. No particular Superman book as far as Action Comics Superman, Batman Superman are concerned, but Crime Syndicate and Suicide Squad do feature Superman family characters.
They're adjacent.
Yeah, adjacent, yes.
Mark Lax asks, how much of the Authority do I have to read if I want to read the new Superman Authority book? I don't really think you have to read. They've revamped that team so many times.
Didn't we say Manchester Black joins Authority?
Yeah, and it's just like, the guy that was making fun of the Authority. I honestly think Morrison's going to write it as its own thing.
Yeah, it will be standalone. You'll be able to. They'll give you the background on all the characters and that.
Yeah.
DC Fandom is coming back this year in October. That was last year. We had it because there was no conventions. They did a whole digital fan experience. It was free. It was virtual, and it was pretty awesome. I thought, although. And the initial one wasn't as much as they'd advertised, but then they did a second one, and that kind of gave things a bit of a better spin. But it's happening again in October. You've got some thoughts?
It was successful, so why not do it? I mean, I'm sure the technological aspect of it is still a headache, but when you compare it to, like going to a convention, you don't really have to physically go anywhere. You just have to worry about having all the servers, and it's like you were telling. I remember last year when you were talking about it, it took you like forever, it seemed, to actually be able to watch anything. I'm curious, because the big thing of Fandom last year was Zack Snyder's Superman. What is going to be that for this year?
Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Excuse me. You're right.
So October 16th, the experience returns. So dcfandom.com if you're interested in further details as they release them. All right, we also had the Super Trivia Quiz released for the Superman homepage. And the 3 questions we're asking you this time around are... which comic book creators are credited for creating the character Brainiac? Which comic book writer, artist is credited for creating the character Doomsday? And which comic book writer, artist is credited for creating the character Darkseid? So if you think you know the answers to all 3 questions, head to our website. Under the favorites menu, you will find the Super Trivia Quiz. And you have until the 28th of May to send your answers in. So get involved in the Super Trivia Quiz segment of our website. You probably know
a long-running tradition of the site.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's episode. Before we do sign off, I'd like to thank everyone for watching tonight's episode of WGBS TV Live. I want to thank you, my co-host, Mr. Michael Bailey. Thank you, Michael.
Pleasure as always, Steve.
And thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, and Tina Murray. And thank you to everyone who participated in the YouTube comments. We appreciate your involvement in tonight's show as well. And remember, if you want to watch the complete 1-hour video of tonight's show, it will remain available on our Superman homepage website and our YouTube channel. If you tuned in late or missed part of the show and want to watch it in full, you can do that at either of those 2 locations. But we'll be back next week on Monday, May 10th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for another edition of WGBS TV Live. Look forward to talking with you then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Yunus on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching WGBS TV Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Bye.